Here's a play that came up in one of my matches in Cleveland last weekend, and it's double match point, one away, red to play 6-3. So take a moment and figure out what you would do. Alright, the obvious problem we have is containing this back checker. And of course it would be also nice to get another checker, and that might happen if he starts rolling combinations of 5s and 4s and doesn't get this checker out. We might see a shot here. So you really don't want to leave here. It's tempting to slot the bar. Take a look at slotting the bar. Very, very tempting play in the variety of 3s. Either one of these would be fine. And if he doesn't hit it, you have a pretty strong game. If he doesn't roll a 6 or a 1-5 or a double 3. But let's say that he does hit it. You can pretty much kiss this game goodbye unless you get very lucky coming in with a 3 or a 5 immediately and hitting again. And even then, you've lost some ammunition by being set back. But let's say he doesn't hit it, and let's assume you do cover, because you will most of the time. You still haven't won this game. You still have to contain this checker. He can roll a 3, and has a few rolls to roll a 3 and pop out. You still got to make another point. But is the risk worth the reward? Not at all. Not really at all. It's a very bad play to slot the bar. The best play is to move this checker here. Now, what can he roll that hurts you? Double 3 really hurts. Some 3s that hit and pick and pass, he really needs 3s on this side of the board. So double 3 is the only thing I can think of that really hurts. And if you can only think of one roll that really hurts, that probably means it's a good play. Of course, you know he's going to roll a double 3, but you still have to grin and bear it, and that's backgammon if it happens. Nothing he can't completely escape. You'll get at least a double shot and maybe a triple shot if he comes out. And if he doesn't come out, you still have 1, 2, 3 builders to make this point. This is not a bad point to make. You still have the possibility of making this point. You still have a checker back to catch maybe another checker here. Slotting the bar often looks tempting in plays like this, and I've always been told at DMP, make the big play. It's a terrible play in this situation. In fact, it doesn't show up in the top 10 plays. I always show the top 10 plays first. So how do I find a play that isn't shown? Right click and hit show all moves. A lot of times you got to do that to find my move. You got to go down to here, and it shows a 19% error, but that's only a 2-ply because it's so far down. So I'm going to highlight that and the best play by hitting control and highlighting them both, and then hit ++. It's now rolling it out a combination of 360 times 360 times to come up with the play. And you can see slotting the bar is about a 16% error. You win the game 54% of the time instead of 63% the other way. Well, in order to really understand a position, you need to change the position. You need to see when is it right to slot the bar? When would you slot a bar here? So I tried all kinds of combinations of things. I figured out that maybe I would slot the bar if I had this point made and all I needed was the bar. And let's crash it. Let's give him a couple of blots here. Now how does slotting the bar look? It's still very wrong. It's not, the risk is not worth the reward. You can still win this game plenty of times, even if he rolls a 6 if you don't get hit here. And lots of his rolls, if you slot the bar, could hit and cover or hit and lift. So slotting the bar is still an error. Let's find out when it might be right. Let's crash his board some more. Alright, now you're really not scared of his board. He's got 2 blots. It's still wrong to slot the bar. Oops. Here it is. Now it's right. I guess with the 2 blots, I thought it was still wrong, but I guess in this position, let's ++ it. it becomes slightly right to slot the bar. Okay, so you got to get down to a 3-point board and 2 blots to be right to slot the bar. My bad. I would have probably missed this one because I was looking at this a minute ago, and I think it might be wrong to slot here. Let's see. Yeah, now it's still wrong with a 3-point board and 1 blot. So you got to have some huge incentive to take that risk and something to shoot at on the other side before you slot the bar. So if you can see that slotting the bar, it takes all of this to get you excited about slotting the bar, you can see why you wouldn't do that well before now, when he has a better board and when getting hit is really disaster. That's the way to understand the play, understand why you don't slot. And if you still don't understand it, or you might think that slotting is right there and taking the big risk, then play it out. Try slotting the bar, and even if you don't get hit, see how often you still lose the game. Of course, if you don't get hit, if you're guaranteed not to get hit, it probably is the right play. If you would promise me the guy isn't going to hit me. But unfortunately, they don't give us those promises in backgammon. So when to slot, when to take the big chance or not, if you've got a pretty good game without the slot, it's not worth it. If the slot's more of a desperation play. And I hope this was as educational for you as it was for me. I found one error in my thinking where I wouldn't have slotted the bar just a minute ago. So this is how you discover things. This is how you learn, by moving the checkers around and coming up with a hypothesis. And I'm sure we could find ways where you might still not slot the bar if you place these checkers a little bit differently and could do something more productive. Okay, thank you for watching. Phil Simborg for the USBGF. Bye.